So one of the things that we talked about, this is the idea of food tribes. I mean, people have gone from identifying themselves, as I'm French, I'm Italian, I'm Canadian, I'm American, to I'm keto, I'm paleo, I'm vegan, I'm flexitarian. How are these things impacting each one of your businesses, these kind of diets as a lifestyle approach? Evelyn?
Well, I think with that, you really need to adjust what your recipes and your offerings are going to be like, whether you actually put a paleo sticker on there or something that says keto, or you just adapt those recipes to that particular lifestyle, we should call it. So we have one that we do a steak, and we do a cauliflower mashed potatoes with some sauteed spinach. And it really is more of a keto meal than anything, but we don't tag that as keto, because sometimes we will find that will be off-putting to other people. They'll say, oh, wait a minute, that's keto, but that's not who I am. But that will be the top one that we sell, because, it's, cauliflower mashed potatoes is kind of like regular mashed potatoes. They can make that transition over. So really it has to do with trying to adapt your menus to those type of lifestyles.
So it's keto-esque.
It's keto-esque, yes.
All right. Matt, how about you? Do you see that as a...
incredibly strong demand, especially for keto. I think this is the year of keto. We just did a quick analysis on search trends and exponential growth in keto within the first 10 days of the year against the same time last year. It is actually quite restrictive to build recipes for keto, paleo, vegan. So it actually requires a lot more development work, but the payoff is in much greater loyalty as a result. We just find there's a little bit more stickiness in those meals. And then the final bit is, when you said tribe, Dave, it actually really resonated. If we represent a keto meal incorrectly across our social channels, we get more feedback. Very articulate and specific feedback that we have somehow created the end of the world. So we have to be a lot smarter and empathetic to the needs of those diets, how we portray them, how we communicate them. We're learning a lot, but there's definitely a passionate group of people out there that are making those selections.
Okay. Bowie.
Yeah, part of how we experience it, and it feels like we're all experiencing a little bit of the same thing, where there's keto or there's paleo or organic, whatever it might be, these different tribes, and sometimes they overlap and sometimes they don't. And it creates what I think about as a discovery problem, where we're never going to pivot the entire Uber Eats roster of restaurants to one cuisine or another. We're always going to find a way to serve whatever is the new trend that's out there, but we got to serve what everybody is eating, and we have such a taste for variety as a peoples when it comes to food. And so how do we make it easier to navigate and find what you're looking for? And so from a food delivery app perspective, one way you go about doing that is introducing filters for your dietary restrictions or preferences, whatever it might be. But there's probably an analogy to that, whether you're a meal kit business or whether you're a brick and mortar operation, whether you run a restaurant, whatever it might be. And so I think there's a lot of innovation to be had on the user experience, user discovery side of the business.
Great. It's interesting, I'm on the board of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, and 2020, the new guidelines, the U.S. guidelines on nutrition and diet comes out, and we've gone from the food pyramid to the food plate, and with all of these food tribes now, it's going to be an interesting. We're in the process right now of taking voluntary input into this, and it'll be an interesting way of how the guidelines from the U.S. government come out in 2020.